Progress.
Hey, what's going on?
What's going on?
Hey, what's good? How are you?
I'm doing well. How's the day been going so far?
It's pretty good. Came to take my break for this call, so I'm at work right now.
Okay, cool. So you got about 45 to 60 minutes?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, cool. All right, so the premise of today's call is pretty simple. The whole point is I just want to learn more about you, kind of where you're at with your online fitness journey, where you want to be, and maybe some challenges you're facing. Hopefully I can provide you a sense of, reassurance and some guidance. In worst case scenario, if we feel like this isn't a great fit, well, I'll send you on with some resources. And then if we do feel like it's a great fit, we'll talk about it. Cool?
Okay, sounds good.
All right. So I know that I kind of did some research on you. So you've been working as a general manager at Planet Fitness, correct?
Correct.
How long have you been doing that?
I'm sorry, you cut out. What was the question?
How long have you been a general manager over at Planet Fitness?
I've been with the company for about 4 years, but I just got my promotion to manager at this location back in December, so about 6-7 months.
I like it. Cool. So is this something that you love to do, or kind of give me a rundown of what you think about it?
In the beginning, it was just a job because when I got out of high school, I was going to school for cosmetology, and the school that I went to was not the greatest, so it made me lose all my passion for it. So then I just started working full-time with Planet Fitness, worked my way up to assistant manager at the Calhoun, Georgia location. I was there for 2.5 years. And then, like I said, just a second ago, came back in December to the Cartersville location as a general manager. So basically just working my way up in the company. I just recently, well, I wouldn't say recently, I'd probably say around September, October last year, I think I was at the heaviest weight I had ever been. I was pushing like 230 pounds. I have a lot of like medical issues. So my doctor had put me on this injection medication that basically made me extremely sick if I ate the wrong foods and stuff like that. I know it's kind of going off topic from like work and stuff, but it all kind of ties together in a way. But she had put me on that medication, and it was just making me lose like a whole lot of weight because I was not eating anything, because anything I ate made me sick. So it was going basically straight through me. Like it was not even staying in my body at all.
Yeah.
Then basically at the beginning of the year, I was like, I've lost a lot of weight, but now I'm like, I want to build my muscle because yes, I've lost weight. I feel better, but I don't feel great. Like I feel better about losing the weight, but I felt drained. So I had started working out, lifting weights myself of the few things that I knew how to do and what to do. And then I started, fitness videos are popping up on my Instagram. I came across Sydney Sykes and I did a phone call with her. And the last month and a half, I've been doing a training program that she set for me. And basically working in Planet Fitness and working out myself, it makes me really want to help people. Because I plan to continue my job here and doing like some personal coaching as well.
I love that. So yes, it tied in beautifully. It kind of gave me like your journey as to what inspired you to want to help other individuals, right? Like, that's the best thing if you kind of went through it personally. So it all sounds like we definitely enjoy what we do because you've done a great job of staying committed to that company, and now you've worked your way up through the ranks. So we can actually use this as a secondary source of income. Is that correct?
Pretty much, yeah.
Cool. Now, the cool thing about this is whether it's your goal or not, your secondary source of income can actually oversee your main source of income. It happens relatively fast. Industry averages for online training is anywhere between $250 on the low end up to $500 on the upper end. So, say that I think I read that you were certified as well. So let's say you're certified, you're feeling confident. Let's just say you're charging on upwards of an average of $400 a client. Okay. Mm-hmm. So, if your goal was to hit the illustrious 10K a month, which everyone's going after, right? All you would need is 25 clients, right? Now that you know the industry averages, what is your actual goal?
Right now, because I don't have like a certification yet, that's what I'm like kind of looking towards doing in the next couple of months. I would say like right now I have like some short-term goals. Just, getting my certification, getting my name out there, because I know a lot of people here in the area, but I don't know them enough to try to push them to be like in the gym and me help them out and everything. Like I've got family, like my mom, aunt, cousins, people that I can help, work towards like losing weight. And, if they want to tone muscle at the same time, cool, I can try and help out with that. So just like some short goals, getting my certification and getting like a few clients here and there, whether it's family or people that I just reach out to myself.
Yeah, that's totally obtainable. And I like that you have some realistic goals put in place. The cool thing about our program too is we can actually take care of that problem of not being certified. We're also
Mhm.
backed by ACE, NASM, and ISSA, which are the three biggest certification companies in the world. So they view us as continuing education. So if you wanted to like begin your journey, it's great to have certifications. Love that. I was a master level trainer for 15 years, but I also want to make sure that we're really focusing on actually building your own personal business so we can actually utilize those certifications for our benefit as we go. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Cool. And our certification is no additional charge. So it's just part of our program. We just throw that in there because a lot of individuals are just like you. They want to get going, but they also want to feel qualified. They want to feel like they're somewhat reputable, right? So totally get that. As far as why are we on the call? Like, what makes us want to become an online coach?
Um, like what makes me want to do it online and everything.
Yeah.
So basically just, I think I had like submitted it, one of the questions on the form I filled out a little bit ago. Basically I feel like doing it online helps get my name out there a little bit more, helps me reach to more, what's the word I'm thinking of? Basically just like reach out to a variety of people. It's not just the ones local to me. I can reach out to people who are in other states and try to help people out who are, nowhere close to me.
Yeah. Now, outside of like you wanting to create massive impact for people beyond just your local community, what else are we looking for? Are we looking for more financial stability, more freedom, more time to travel? What are we looking for?
I guess more like financial stability in a way. Like I definitely want to like help people out and I do like that aspect of it, but it's also to help out financially as well. My fiance has been in between jobs the last month or so. Things are getting better for him, of course, but we've been in between jobs and Planet Fitness truthfully does not pay a lot. So like if me and him weren't together, I would not be able to live on my own because the housing income in Georgia is through the roof. So me and him having two incomes helps out, but basically just a little bit more of financial stability to kind of help out. And we're getting married in October, so we're also trying to save up some money to finish paying that off as well.
Very cool. Congratulations, by the way. Big deal, right? I got married just like 2 years ago, so I'm still kind of fairly new, so I know what it's all like. The hype is all about. So I get
Yeah, congratulations on that.
Thank you. Thank you. So I know that financial stability is a big thing, right? Because at the end of the day, right, in marriage or relationships, love isn't going to be enough, right? We want to make sure that we can provide for one another because finances do kind of bite into that if we're constantly struggling, right?
Right.
So a financial goal, what are we bringing on? What are we bringing in a month through Planet Fitness right now at your current position?
Right now, because I'm salary based, but I also make bonuses depending on like what my numbers look like every month and everything. So I'd say before bonuses, I'm bringing in about I think $2,200 a month. If
Okay.
you include bonuses, I'd probably say closer to like 3,000 a month.
Okay. Cool. Perfect. So again, kind of give you some averages. Like if you were even charging right now, bare minimum, like right, $300 a client. If you had 10 clients, there goes your 3K, right? If you had 4 clients, there goes your 4K. So it happens extremely fast. Now, if you felt like this thing was popping off and it was moving the direction that you wanted, would you eventually consider trying to go more full time with your coaching? Or is this something that you just only want like as a secondary source of income?
I think I would kind of just play it by ear and see how it works. Like if it does end up, getting big and I'm making a lot more money than I am here, then I may consider doing it, full time, depending on like how many clients I have. But starting out, I think I would just, like I said, just play it by ear and see how it all goes step by step.
Yeah, that's a great plan. Now, with that being said, would you be also doing like a hybrid style where you'd be training in person as well, or is it just
I
strictly
think I would
online and then your general manager position?
I think I would probably try and start out doing it in person, to see what my training style would be, and then kind of go from there. Because like with people who know me, if I mess up, it's not a huge deal. But when I start branching out to like online people who don't know me, if I mess up, they're gonna be like, oh, well, this girl doesn't know what she's doing and never work with me again. So I think just starting out like in person and then kind of just trying to get my name out there and talking to people online, just trying to do that starting out.
Yeah, I love that. So I was a hybrid style trainer as well. Now I will give you a little bit of context behind that because that's a very normal, natural fear is like, dude, what if I can't do this right out the gate? Kind of want to give you some insight on this. Okay. So this is the cool thing. You're in a great spot right now because if you're looking at just in person right now, the average trainer is making about 40K a year. Now the average online trainer average is making 77K. So if we're merging those two together, we're expanding your reach. So the thing with our course is you're learning and building your business as you go. So if you felt like you had, additional support that was kind of guiding you, making sure that our program design and our nutrition is on point, do you feel like that would be beneficial and help you kind of move forward a little bit faster?
Probably so, yeah.
Cool. So do you feel like community is like a pretty important thing to you to have extra guidance and structure?
I think so, for sure.
Cool. Now, outside of that, what do you feel like is like the biggest challenge to get this thing up and running for you?
Well, right now, because I've been looking at the certifications online and everything. So like right now in the very, very beginning, is gonna be like getting the money to like pay for certification, whatever all it's gonna cost and everything. So like I said, Planet Fitness doesn't pay a lot, and my fiance is in between jobs. He just started a new job. He's in his second week right now. So he's still trying to get his foot in the door there. So I'd say that starting out is me like one of the biggest challenges, just getting me started into the industry. Or not industry, but like into the personal fitness coaching industry. And then like after that, I'd say the biggest challenge is going to be like just trying to get my name out there to people, whether it's in person or online or both. Is just trying to get my name out there and let people know who I am, what I'm doing, what I'm trying to achieve, and my goals are. Because like Planet Fitness, I don't think they would really take too kind to me trying to poach some of their members that they have here. So I think just getting my name out there in the community in person is going to be a little bit difficult.
Yeah, 100%. So let's talk about that as well. So the cool thing is we're in a good spot to where we can really market both, right? So one, if you're looking at possibly doing some in-person training, again, we will provide that certification for you at no additional charge. So that will save you a little bit of money up front. So you don't have to worry about an ACE, and ASMA, or an ISSA. Those certifications can be anywhere, upwards from, 300 all the way up to like 1,200 or more, right? Depending on what certification you're going with. Certifications are great to have for long periods of time and really kind of exploit your knowledge. But at the end of the day, we want to really start building your business first. We want you to have a book of clients to actually be able to service. And then we can always, implement more certifications as we go. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does.
So if we can get to the point where in as little as 4 months, we're actually 3 times in your investment, right? So if right now we're at about 22, let's say 3K with including your bonuses. If we get to the point we're at 6 to 8K in as little as 4 months, do you feel like that would be more beneficial for you and your boyfriend, especially with moving toward that wedding?
Yeah, I think it would.
Beautiful. Cool. Now, outside of that, what have we tried? I know you've looked into some certifications. Have you done any research for online training? Like, what have we tried so far?
So I've just looked at like the certifications online, trying to see which one is best. Because I think I'm just kind of confused on what the difference in the certifications are. There was one certification that my assistant manager was telling me about. It was like the cheaper route for me to go right now. But I think it was the NFPT, like National Federal something. I can't remember. There's so many different letters and certifications out there. But it was one of those, and I was looking at it. I was like, this one looks really good because it's all online. They had like 2 different programs. One of them was like a premium. And it was like $350, and it was like all online. You got a self-guided book for you to read through. It had like quizzes for you to practice, the tests and stuff, and then one final exam, of course, to get the certification. And it looked really neat. But then the other ones like the NASM and the ISSA, all of those, didn't really give you much prices or like what the difference was, I guess. I didn't really see, either it didn't give it or I couldn't find it. I don't know which one it was. But I've only just looked at like the different certifications out there. That's all I've really looked into. Other than that, I mean, I've seen a lot of, I now follow a good bit of like, I don't know if all of them are personal trainers, but they look like they might be. But I follow a bunch of like fitness people online, and I'm constantly like watching their videos. They'll, post uh what you should be doing, what you should not be doing, stuff like that. So I have a lot of like followings on social media.
Cool. I love that. I love that you've been kind of like digging in, trying to figure out what's going to be best for you, who resonates with you, right? So you can start getting ideas for your own business. Love that. Outside of that, what do you feel like? Let me ask you this: in the next 4 to 6 months, how would you like to feel and look different than where you're currently at as far as your business goes?
I'd probably like, okay, I'm confused. So like you're asking where I would like to be in the 4 to 6 month time frame as far as like the personal coaching goes.
Yep. So I want to know like how you want life to look different from where it's currently at.
I would like to have at least, 5, 6 clients in the next several months. If I have more, great. I'd like to have at least that many, trying to help them out, find my, training style, see what works best for me, and then just try to, get more clients and everything and build the clientele, get some more income, of course, is not really a big reason why I'm doing it, but it is a reason. And just, having a good steady clientele in the next 4 to 6 months.
So it sounds like you really want like a nice foundation, all of our back end systems created, start generating some momentum with some leads, right? And really
Yeah,
starting to feel comfortable and confident in what you're doing. Is that about right?
pretty much. I like to start off with like small goals, because
Yeah,
sometimes I get too ahead of myself and I'm like, okay, I need to cut back, have some smaller goals first before, setting these bigger goals and trying to achieve that big end goal right now rather than these small goals here and there.
for sure. That makes sense. Cool. What do you feel like you would need from like a business coach or mentor to be successful? I know that you mentioned we want to increase like your reputability, like we want people to be able to recognize you, right? But are we looking for like more of some guidance, maybe a structured game plan? What are we looking for?
I would probably say like a structured game plan of like how to get my name out there, how to, create the websites, to like if I ever had to help someone with creating a meal plan, trying to figure out how that goes. If I ever decide to make like my own website or something, figuring out how that goes, how that works. Just basically the structure and foundation of the whole thing, pretty much.
Awesome. I think we're in a really solid spot because all the questions and all the things that you had mentioned is like kind of like your difficult points. We actually solve all those. So as far as like building out nutritional plans, whether it's intuitive eating, building a healthy plate or macros, kind of figuring out what foods reduce inflammation, gut health, stuff like that, that will all be done in our optional certification. So that'll be, it's equal parts fitness, equal parts nutrition. So that'll take care of all that. And then the second half of it is like the art of coaching, program design, programming variables. So again, it's going to give you that knowledge that you'll need to make sure you provide proper recommendations and you feel qualified and trusted. Does that make
Mm.
sense?
Yeah, it does.
Cool. So next what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to show you on a high level what we have to offer. Then we're going to deep dive into the actual modules so you can see step by step how we can tackle all those challenges. Cool.
Okay.
All right. Let me know when you can see my screen.
Okay, yeah, I can see it.
Beautiful. So as you know, we're the Next Level Coaching Academy. We're actually accredited through the Better Business Bureau. We got a rating of an A out of a possible A plus. And as mentioned before, we're backed by the 3 largest certifications in the companies in the world: ACE, NASM, and ISSA. Now on the success ladder, we're going to have 2 tiers. We're going to have the 10K Accelerator. We're going to have Mastery Level Coach. So 10K Accelerator is great for an individual such as yourself who is looking to make that transition to the online space and might need a certification. The information this course can get us from 0 up to 10K per month in as little as 4 months if so desired. Now, mastery levels for when individuals are hitting 10K a month on a consistent basis, but their main focal point down the road is to get to 100K per month, kind of remove themselves from the coaching aspect, become more of a CEO of their own business, if that makes sense. Okay.
Mhm.
So where we're currently at, we're really trying to build our foundation. So we're going to focus on 10K Accelerator. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Beautiful. Now, the course is really broken down into 4 phases. The first thing we want to do We got to get you paying clients right out the gate. Okay. We can't consider ourselves a business without actual paying clients. Once we have that, we'll then establish a solid business foundation. We're also going to help you generate leads organically utilizing AI software to make things more efficient. And we'll develop sales and retention strategies to help you reach, sustain, and surpass 10K per month. Now, on the support side of things, you had mentioned that community is like a really big deal to you. You're going to have an assigned one-on-one coach the entire time. It's like your own personal assistant, so to speak. This individual's completed both 10K and mastery levels. So they have a 6 or 7 figure business of their own based off the information in their course. So they're battle tested. You'll have a game planning call with that individual to review where you're wanting to get to and the most efficient way to get there. Okay. Every 2 weeks, you're going to have one-on-one coaching calls just similar to this to revisit the game plan, make changes, receive feedback, to get very specific instructions on what you need to execute for the next 2 weeks. Outside of that, you're also going to have a sales coach. Okay. So this is designed to help you maximize your return on investment, really understand the psychology of sales, and maximize your selling capabilities. And then 5 times a week, you'll have group support calls that accommodate your 9 to 5. So this will go over client objection handling, client delivery, marketing, case studies, mindset issues, you name it, we'll deep dive into it. Outside of that, you're going to have 24/5 text support. So you're going to be able to text your coach as much as you like, 24 hours a day, and they're contractually obligated to answer all of your questions. We do understand that becoming a fitness entrepreneur is exciting, but it will get overwhelming at times. So we created what we call the Zenpreneur method. This is designed to help you with your mindset. It's designed for helping you with breath work, meditation sessions, even journaling, to constantly ensure no matter where you're at in business, we're in a good headspace to move forward. Now, the additional side of community, you're gonna have a private Facebook group that you can interact with. You'll have that 24/5 tech support. You'll have that group support calls, and you'll also be eligible for the NLCA Live Conference. Okay. As far as the resources, you're gonna have the course curriculum. You'll have that Zenpreneur method we just got done discussing. We'll even give you agency outsourcing options when you're ready to make specific changes or enhancements to your program. And as mentioned earlier, we do offer an optional certification at no additional charge. Okay. Any questions on that so far?
No, not yet.
Cool. Now, this is the secret sauce to get you from 0 to 10K. 4 phases. Phase 1, act first. What's that mean? We're going to launch our business. We're going to announce to the world who we are and what we're about. We're also going to utilize very specific strategies to get your first couple of clients in that first 2 to 2.5 weeks. Then we're going to set up your back-end administration systems. We're going to make sure you're a legal business, and we're going to identify what problems you solve for individuals. Based upon that, we can then create our offer and pricing. So these first 2 phases will be done within that first month to month and a half. Phase 3 and phase 4 will be in the remaining of the time. Okay, so we'll teach you organic marketing strategies utilizing AI software. We'll also teach you how to generate leads utilizing NLCA's community lead generation method, which we use WhatsApp group for. Then we'll also teach you basic funnel creations to close down deals more efficiently. Phase 4 is like the fine tuning of everything. We're going to maximize your sales capabilities. We're going to have consistent client delivery systems, but we're going to emphasize customer support and client retention to keep people happy for long periods of time. Any questions on that so far?
Nope.
How are we feeling so far? We liking it?
I think so, yeah.
Beautiful. Now, this is what we came for. This is the actual inside of our modules, okay? There's 32 modules. Each module will have an overview link that you can read. It'll also be associated with videos. Both the link and the videos are tutorial style, so it goes step by step. All right, so first step to becoming full-time. All right, I mentioned this earlier. We're going to implement very specific strategies to get your clients right out the gate. Now, the cool thing is the resources we provide, the majority of them are already done for you. So it makes our time more efficient. We're then going to move into the 10K Accelerator Directory. I want you to view this as onboarding material that will help you become a better student. It really shows you how to maximize the course. Now, the success roadmap is awesome. It's broken down into 2 phases. Okay, so first phase, what do we got to do to just get from 0 to 5K a month? Okay, then once we execute that, what do we got to get to from 5 to 10K? So again, very specific strategies and resources in there. You'll never have to guess what's going on. Mindset and lifestyle module, imposter syndrome, fear of failure, anxiety, those are all natural, normal feelings, but how can we move forward with our business? Then the lifestyle part of things, based upon our specific goals, we want to create daily routines to ensure that we're in that right space to continuously move toward our goals. We've also identified the top 10 struggles that fitness entrepreneurs face, but we've provided solutions for all of those. Then we start moving into administration systems and ChatGPT. Have you heard of ChatGPT?
I have not.
Okay, so ChatGPT is awesome. It's like Google on steroids. It's like a high-powered virtual assistant. It's really good for utilizing for SOPs, creating content creation, workout programs, even nutrition. It makes the user experience much more simplified, and it's more convenient. Gets things done in a fraction of the time. Now, as far as your backend systems, we're going to teach you how to set up Waiver Stripe for payments, DocuSign for client agreements, Typeform and Calendly to book calls. We even have applications you can utilize to load up all of your programming, all of your nutrition into one spot to make it more organized and convenient for your clients. We're going to do the same thing for your financial systems. We're actually going to show you and help you obtain your LLC, get your employment identification number, when to open up a business bank account, how to track what's coming in and out of your business, as well as we'll teach you how to pay quarterly taxes, how to pay yourself, examples of business write-offs, business liability insurance, health insurance. Now, the really cool thing about this is if you were to file your LLC the traditional way, it takes roughly 2 to 3 weeks. We're partnered with an AI company called Taylor Brands. It takes 2 to 3 minutes. So a fraction of the time, we can focus more on the other ends of our business. From there, we'll move into target setting. We're going to create your 3-year vision, your 1-year vision, your 3-month vision. We're going to deep dive into your very specific goals. Okay. Then we're going to identify what your ideal challenge is. This means what problem do you solve for individuals. Based upon that, we'll create our offer and pricing. So really understanding how much you're worth, like understanding your value that you bring. And is it going to be a more do it for you, do it with you, or do it yourself program? The more that you do for individuals or the more that you offer, the higher the ticket offer, which will be established upon your length of term. So we'll actually help with the structure of your pricing. From there, we're going to move into organic marketing. So you had mentioned, like, how am I going to get these people? How am I going to drum up this business on a regular basis? We're going to show you how to do 1 hour's worth of work and get 14 different pieces of content created out of that 1 hour. So again, it's all about efficiency and convenience. From there, we're going to show you how to set up podcasts and YouTube. We want to expand your reach. We want people to know who you are and what you're about. And then we'll show you how to market for all things Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok related. So it's more than just randomly posting. Very specific strategies that we implement for Instagram. Same thing, very specific strategies we implement for Facebook as well, all the way down to the hashtag use. Then we'll also show you how to maximize everything TikTok related as well to expand our reach. Okay. Any questions on that so far?
No, I do not have any questions.
Cool. You're making my job easy. From there, we're going to move into content creation made easy. We're going to introduce you to Canva Basic, Canva Pro, and Microsoft Designer. I want you to think of this as a really cool editing tool to make your page look more aesthetically pleasing. So think about it. You and your fiance are out walking around. You walk by a shop, something entices you to go in because you saw something in the window. We want that same feeling when people are going by your social media. Like, dang, what's Faith got going on? I need to check her out. Okay. So we'll show you how to do that. Then we're going to move into the 10K lead generation framework. There's 3 different ways we do this. The first of which is what we call earned media. I want you to think of this as like inbound marketing or people coming specifically to you. Okay. So we're going to show you how to do this. First, we're going to show you how to set up a WhatsApp group. We're going to show you why it's important and how it's going to benefit your business and who we're going to actually try to target. Once we have that set up, we're going to give you specific strategies to get people filtered in through all forms of social media. So cross-pollination example of this, you might be partnered with another coach. Their audience is to see who you are. Your audience is to see who they are. Very easy way to grow your following. Then we have strategies, scholarship strategies. That's an easy way to get a lot of people out the gate to want to join your program. And we also do what we call call to actions. Now, the opposite end of this is what we call conversation calls. This is outbound marketing, or you reaching out to individuals first. Okay. So we'll give you specific scripts. We're going to give you conversation and call examples. But more importantly, we're going to show you to where to find all these leads on all 3 platforms, how to build and nurture these relationships. And then the cool thing is now, remember, we have that WhatsApp group strategy set up. So now we're going to start identifying how we can have a more intimate one-on-one conversation. And hopefully, since they're already filtered into your group, they're talking to other individuals you already serve. So it's a much more warmer lead when they come onto that sales call. Okay. Now think outside the box with this as well. Outbound marketing is not just DMing. Think about your local community. As an example, I'm partnered with a local supplement company. So I have all of my clients on specific supplementation. That supplement company gives me 30 referrals a month because I'm supporting their business. So anyone that goes to a supplement company probably has health and fitness goals, right? So again, a lot much warmer leads for me to grow my business. From there, we're going to move into referral strategy, the easiest way to grow your business, friends, families, coworkers, talking about how amazing you are, right? So we'll show you different resources and incentives to get them to want to give you more referrals without actually having to ask, okay? From there, if you're going to be an entrepreneur, you got to get good at sales. It's inevitable, right? So we're going to teach you the sales psychology and really how to maximize your sales capabilities so we can set up 2 types of phone calls. The first is a meet and greet. It's like a 10 to 15 minute phone call to figure out, do I really want to work with this person? Can I actually solve their problems? Kind of like a screening call. The second one is what we call the closing call. You're trying to lock down this lead, turn them into a client. This, we're going to do a lot of objection handling. We'll give you specific scripts. We'll teach you how to create downsells and discounts. This will be massive for you. Understanding how to create financing options. This will help get people in the door that normally couldn't afford it. Now, once we have that all done, we want to go back and track all this. Okay, so we want to track how many calls were booked, how many showed, how many closed at what length of term. We want to make sure there's predictable data every single month. So we'll give you resources on how to track that appropriately. Now, objection handling, you know all about this. This is like the 1,000,001 excuses people tell you why they can't do something, right? So we're actually going to show you 30 different scenarios you're going to hear over and over again. And the more we can familiarize ourselves with this, the easier it is to overcome those come the closing call. And they can understand why it's so important to start your actual program. Next, we're going to move into onboarding, probably the most overlooked area by coaches and trainers. This is someone's first 30 days in your program. So this will make or break if someone wants to continue with you. We want to make sure that this is a really exciting moment. This is where standards and expectations are created. Client delivery, this is the fun stuff, the week-to-week process and how we deliver services, but we're teaching you how to do it in a more efficient manner. We're also going to identify, no matter how good of a coach you are, why people ghost you, maybe why they quit or why they don't listen, okay? So usually behind that, they want maybe a larger community. They want to be able to talk to more people. They want to feel like they're part of something larger. Some of them want more individualized touch points. Some want to have challenges, and some want to be incentivized to do what's already expected of them. So we'll give you resources to get them to execute at a higher level. From there, we're going to move into customer support, the not so fun side of things. How do we handle cancellations, refunds? How do we mitigate these issues? How do we track it? Okay? And then lastly, what we're going to move into is client retention. Okay, we want to keep people happy for long periods of time. We want to advance into higher levels of our programming. So we'll give you resources and strategies behind that. We'll teach you how to track it, okay? And then a quick recap, we'll answer all of your questions. Cool?
Okay.
All right. All right, the program itself is 4 months long. You're gonna have your customized game planning call. You'll have a one-on-one coach the entire enrollment period. You'll have one-on-one coaching calls every 2 weeks. You'll have sales coaching as well. You'll have the Facebook community and CEO trainings, 5 times a week of group support calls, 24/5 tech support, an optional certification, and the business course curriculum. Is there anything you feel like we missed here?
I don't think so.
Feel like this pretty much handles all the challenges that we talked about earlier?
Sounds like it, yeah.
You getting pretty excited yet?
I think I have been.
I
Last
love
couple of
it.
days, like actually talking to my fiance and telling him how I think this is something I really want to pursue. I felt really excited, and now like talking about it and like trying to work my way to actually doing is making it more, I guess, real for me.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you right now, here's a couple levels to you being massively successful. Okay, you want to hear them?
Yeah.
If you're committed, coachable, and consistent, you are going to dominate. Okay, so being coachable, someone telling you something that you can do better, not getting your feelings hurt, but just making adjustments, right? And empowering your business, right? Consistent. It just means doing the things we don't always want to do, but with the same passion with the things that we do love to do, right? So making this a non-negotiable, right? If in literally 4 months, we could be in a completely different tax bracket, wouldn't that be worth it? More money
Yep.
for your wedding, right? Love that.
Yep.
And then obviously commitment. There's a difference between being interested and then being committed. Being committed means, you know what? I'm taking action based upon where I see myself and my fiance, and there is no other plan B, right? Do you feel like you embody those characteristics?
I think so, yeah.
I love that. Cool. Now, as far as time goes, I know that you have you're a general manager. So what are you working about 40 hours a week? What are you working?
I work 46 hours a week. However, I only get paid for 40 hours. So
Girl, we need to change that, right? Come on, man. We
yeah,
need to change that. Okay. So check this out. If we can dictate about 10 to 20 hours per week, you're in a solid spot. Do you feel like you could dictate that?
I think so. Whether it's on the weekend or something, for sure.
Yeah, if this is something to where, let me ask you this, how long have we been in this kind of like financial stronghold, like kind of like financial crisis?
Um, Truthfully, probably within the last 2 months, where he was working, it's kind of like a family owned car dealership, and his boss basically screwed him over and
Mm,
changed his pay plan without telling him, and basically cut $1,000 off of his paycheck. So we have been struggling for paying our bills. His mom has been helping us out with groceries and taking care of any other bills we've needed if we weren't able to cover them. And like I said, he just started his new job last week. He does get paid between sometime between now and Tuesday, but it won't be technically a full paycheck because he didn't start until like a week into the month. So
yeah,
I'm hoping in the next like 2 months he'll be making a lot more money
yeah,
than what he was making before. So we'll be really in a better financial position, hopefully within the next 2 months.
yeah. Now, I bring that up because how do you think that would impact you and him if you were able to actually be that sole provider right now to where you could change that outcome?
I don't know that it'd have like much. I guess the only impact would be like just the fact that we wouldn't worry about struggling with money
Yeah,
anymore. Because we'd have, my income from Planet Fitness, his income at his job, and then this additional one as well once I start making that money with this.
yeah. Now, cool. I'm glad that you just mentioned that because I want to give you a cool statistic, right? So right now, 73% of our students sign their client in month one, on average, taking people just 1 week to do so. So think about if it's taking on average 1 week to get their first client, think where you could be in the next 3 months by now. We're not talking about 5 clients. It could be closer to like 15, right? The next 3 months, right? Think
Right.
about that. If you had 15 clients, and let's just say that you were charging right around, let's just say 350. So 350 times 15 clients, that's $5,250 additional that you'd
Hmm.
be bringing in on top of the 2,200, on top of what he'd be bringing in, right? So
Right.
how good would that feel to know that you don't just have to rely on each other's income, that you're good no matter what challenges comes your way, right? That's
Yeah.
impactful, right? Now check this out. Another cool statistic, right? I'm gonna get you hyped. Okay. Check this out.
Okay.
The individuals that sign their client in by month one, by the end of month four, are averaging over 8K per month. Now, the individuals that don't sign their client month one, but by the end of month four, are averaging 6,500. So think about that. Insane, right? If you were
Mhm.
just a basic mediocre individual, you could expect to make 6,500 up to 8K, which is still double than what we're currently making, right? That is a game changer, especially if we're talking about wanting to start a family, maybe move or whatever it is you guys are going to do leading up to your wedding, right? Paying for a wedding, that's expensive, right? So we can have all this stuff already done before we even have to pick out a venue, right?
Mhm. Right.
That's huge. Cool. I'm loving it. Are you hyped yet?
I am, yeah.
You should be. Cool. Cool. Did you get a chance to check out any testimonials or anything?
Um, I don't I'm not sure. I had watched the video that was a part of that link I was sent. I did watch the whole I think 11 minutes of it. So I don't know if I can't remember if that had any of it in it or not. I
Don't
know
worry
there was
about it. I'm just gonna say I'm gonna go over just two, and they're completely opposite end of the spectrums. Cool.
yeah.
So Charlotte's an in-person trainer. All right. So she was, I should say. She's making 40K a year. She wanted to get out of in-person. She wanted more time, more flexibility. Okay. After 6 months, she contracted 200K with us. Now she's
Wow.
making 70K a month as a CEO, 70K a month. So her goal was she wanted a massive empire. Okay. Now on the opposite end of the spectrum, you've got Karina. Karina was making about 2K a month, so not too far off of what we're currently making. But her goal was she wanted travel and spend more time with her two kids. First
Mm-hmm.
tattoo indicates when she started NLCA. Bottom tattoo indicates when she quit her job. After 6 months, she was contracting 10 to 12K months on a regular basis. Now she's making 15K a month, working 35 hours per week.
Hmm.
Think about that. Right now, you're working 45, 46 hours, right? So all the effort that you're putting in, you're not getting the same income out. That's
Right.
frustrating, right?
Yes,
Yes. Let's get you out of there. Dude, are we ready to commit to this?
I am.
Yes,
Like,
let's do this.
so I'm hoping I can do this like within the next month or two. Cause like I've said like a couple times, right now I don't have really much money at all. Cause like our wedding is like this October, stuff is due in August and then September. So it's, 2, 3, 4 months away when everything's due. And he's like I said, he won't get paid until Tuesday and his money's still trying to come in and everything. So I am wanting to like commit and be able to start something hopefully like within the next month and try to come up with that money. Because of course I don't know what all this is gonna like cost for me to do and everything. I'm sure you'll eventually get to that, but I definitely want to do something like this. It's just gonna depend on how much and what we can afford together once he starts making his money and everything.
Yeah, 100%. I totally get that. So we are going to go through that. I'm not BSing you. We are going to get to the
Yeah,
main
no,
point
no,
of what
you're
this
good, you're
thing.
good.
So the cool thing is I can actually find a way to make this work for you. If finances is the only thing holding you back, I
Mm,
can find a way to get us to start because I want you to think of this. If we can get things moving and having that foundation built a month or two before your actual things are due, you're already generating additional income, right? So by the
mhm.
time after the wedding's done, you already have a book of business, right? You're
Yep.
actually already established. You're actually a legal company. And on top of that, that's when your man's going to be bringing in very consistent money, right? So do you, and this kind of leads into the next thing. If we can guarantee you 3 times your investment, don't you feel like that would be worth it?
It would for sure.
So that 3 times your investment guarantee, you might have seen it. I don't know if they sent that to you in the DMs. But what it's saying is, as long as we attend our game planning call, which is pretty standard, attend all of your one-on-one coaching calls, which is 2 per month, charge at least the bare minimum, suggested prices of $250 or more. Okay.
Mhm.
No late payments, can't spend longer than 2 weeks on your certification, and you run a scholarship within your first 90 days. As long as you do that and just show up and do what's expected of you, we guarantee you will 3 times the amount you invest, or you get 100% refund back.
Yeah,
Does that give you a little bit more confidence?
I think it does a little bit. Yeah,
Think about this. Are you confident in your own skill set and ability to follow through?
I am.
So there's zero risk, right? If all this relies, so for instance, right now, Planet Fitness, your pay is based upon hourly work and you're not getting paid from what you're worth.
Mhm.
This is a direct reflection of what you get put in, you get put back out, right? So if you treat this like a full-time job, you will get paid like when it's very lucrative if we follow the process. And the way this course is set out, if you saw it step by step, zero guesswork, and you're not doing it by yourself, you have that coach, you have a full community to make sure you're successful. Cool. All right, quick recap of the averages, and then we'll actually dive into the price, I promise.
Okay.
Mentioned this one earlier. This is pretty cool. I thought of it about you when I was thinking about this. On average, it takes people just 10.6 weeks to quit their job to go full-time with their online fitness business, if that's something you want to do. So literally just over 2.5 months, you could be doing this thing to where you're getting paid like a full-time individual, right? And of the students who hit a 10K a month, we're talking just over 90 days to do that on average, which is insane. 10K a month, that's 120 a year. You're no longer worried about finances, okay? And then the students who stay with us 12 months or longer have 97 clients on their roster on average. Those individuals with 97 clients are averaging 366,000 per year.
Mhm.
Okay? And our students are rating the program a 4.5 out of 5 on average. Any questions on that?
I don't think so.
All right, so now we're gonna get into the nitty gritty. She's like, come on,
Okay.
Jeremy, stop BSing.
You're good.
So there'll be a payment plan and then there'll be a paid in full option. Payment plan just means we put down a down payment, we spread the rest out over 4 months. Okay. Paid in full
Mhm.
just means we pay the whole thing up front, we save a significant amount of money. Okay.
Mhm.
Now you've been very transparent with me about where you guys sit at financially. Okay. So regardless, I have something for you. It just means we'll go through either an extended payment plan or financing options. Okay. All right. What's this thing going to cost us? Only your entire wedding salary and your left kidney. No, I'm just kidding. There's a payment plan of $7,000. There's a paid in full option of $6,200 that saves you $800. Now,
Mhm.
out of those two, which do you think would probably work best for you?
Definitely probably the payment plan because I don't have $6,000.
You and me both, girl. Not right now, at least. All right, so
No.
let me break this down for you. Okay. So normally what we do if we're going to go through a payment plan just without any type of financing or extended payment plan, you put down right around 2,300. That brings your 7,000 down to 4,700. Divide that over 4 months. Your monthly payment's 1,175, which is equivalent to you needing about 3 to 5 clients to make that back.
Mhm.
Okay. Now I kind of know what you're going to say, but I'm going to ask anyways, is that realistic for you right now?
No.
No,
I
totally
just
fine.
got paid. I just got paid today, and after all my bills, I have $300 left over.
Cool, not a problem. So I kind of like you've been very honest, so I appreciate that. So let's talk about financing options. Okay.
Mhm.
So we have what we call sweet pay. And this isn't a great offer. Okay. So it allows us, we're a partner with a third party financing company. We take that 7,000, we spread it out over 12 months instead of 4, but there's only 5% down. So 5% of 7,000 is 350. Okay.
Mhm.
Plus a one-time service activation fee of $59. So total to get going today would be 409. Now, the cool thing about this is your next payment would be due until the end of July. It gives us about 6 weeks, 5.5, 6 weeks. And then your monthly
Mhm.
payment from there would be 597, which is equivalent to you only needing 2 clients.
Okay.
Super easy. Is that something you feel like we could commit to?
Honestly, right now, I would probably say probably not, because that is like that is a better deal than the $1,000 a month, but it's still up there with what we're making as of right now.
Sure.
Because he works at another dealership, but he's tracking. I don't know what his actual pay is going to be because he is strictly commission based. So
Mhm.
every single month, his paycheck could be something different, whether it's more than the last month, less than the last month, or it's
Yeah.
always the same. So
Fluctuates a lot.
yeah.
Yep. Totally get that. So let me ask you this. Let's just put a pause on moving forward and let me just ask you some questions. Is that cool?
Yeah, that's fun.
Cool. So I want you to take me back again to what you're gonna feeling like online training is gonna give you and your soon to be husband.
Mhm.
What will this open up for us?
It will, like, as far as like the income for it or just everything.
Everything. Break it down. What's this gonna do for you and your family?
I think it'll just really help out me getting like out there, getting in the community, and it can help me create friendships and stuff like that. Um, you know, of course, once I finally move forward with it and everything, it'll of course open up some more income for us, even though, we don't have it right now, right this second for me to like move forward with any of it. In the long run, eventually when we do, it of course would help out a lot with income. And then like I said, just getting out there in the community, my name out there, and just, developing friendships and stuff along the way as well.
Yeah. So let me ask you this. Now that we know that, so it's going to build us like our financial stability. It's going to buy us, more impact across not just locally, but around the world. And it's going to
Mhm.
open up more time to spend with your husband. So you're not having to work 50 hours, right?
Right.
His as a car salesman, he works probably long hours too. I assume most likely, right?
Yeah, he works like 8 to 6 Tuesday, or yeah, 8 to 6 Tuesday through Friday, and then he gets off at like 5 on Saturdays. So
Yeah. So we can start building a balance with our relationship because that's going to be important those first couple of years of marriage, right?
Mhm.
So do you feel like maybe a short-term inconvenience would be worth tripling the amount you'd make?
It definitely would be. I think right now it's just a struggle with, him switching jobs, and my grandmother, my dad, and a lot of our family is like they're struggling because they don't make a lot of money themselves, so they're struggling to help us pay for the wedding. So I
Yeah.
know if I told them, hey, I just dropped like $500 to do this, they'd be like, well, that could have been put towards the wedding because like our venue payment is due at the end of August, and then the rest of everything else is due at the end of September, and we still owe like at least $10,000.
Woo.
So yeah, it's definitely, I really for sure want to move forward with something like this because it would help us out with income.
Yeah.
Um, it's just talking to him, figuring out what he's going to be making. Once we know what he's going to be making, I think I'd have a better understand, or not understanding, a better answer knowledge of what I would be able to spend to move forward with this personal training.
Yeah, 100%. So let's even say on a hypothetical. Let me just ask you this. If
Mhm.
you didn't move forward, and I'm not talking about today, but just if we didn't move forward anytime soon, how do you feel like your life would look in the next 6 to 12 months
You said if I did or did not?
if you did not?
Truthfully, I think I would be very burnt out with working here because I'm already slowly burning myself out with how many hours I'm working here at Planet Fitness. And it's been a struggle the last 6 months because the previous manager was terrible. But so I had last 6 months have been stressful. So I think if I didn't, I think moving forward, just working here, I would get very burnt out and would be trying to look for just another job because I went to school for a couple different things but never completed it. So I would just get very burnt out and just hate where I'm working. Whereas if I think once I do decide to move forward with personal training, I think that would help me to have, I guess, two different, what am I trying to say? It would have a variety of like what I'm doing. So I'm not just coming here every single day, 9 to 5, 9 to 7, whatever, and then going home. That's it. I have something exciting to look forward to when, working with clients and stuff like that.
Yeah, let me ask you this. So, because it sucks feeling burnt out. Like that's the worst. Just getting to a job and you're like, ugh. You know what I'm saying? Like Sunday night comes, and you're already starting to get like depressed because you got to go into work on Monday morning.
Yes.
Absolute worst, right? Like, oh my God. And then when you're there, it feels like the hours are not going by fast enough, right? Right. So let
Yeah.
me ask you this. Do we really want to sit in that for another 6 to 12 months?
Definitely not. Like I for sure want to move forward with personal training before the next 6 to 12 months because that is a long, long time away.
Yeah.
So something I want to move forward with before then, because like it's something I really want to do right now, and I wish I had the money to do it like right this second today. It's
Mhm.
just like right now I'm just trying to find what the best options for me are. That way I know what I need to look at, what I need to talk to him about, and see what we can do realistically.
Yeah. So let's game plan how we talk to the husband. Okay.
Mm.
So it sounds like your husband is really supportive of what you got going on, right? It sounds like you guys have been talking about like what you want to do, your ambitions. Is that right?
Yeah, pretty much.
So do you feel like your husband would be opposed that now you found a solution to those problems? And for men, we're logical thinkers. Everything's got to be based off of facts and statistics, right? So,
Yeah.
hey, sweetheart, I'm putting in X amount of money, right? A loan for 7,000, but I'm getting 21,000 back guaranteed in the next 3 to 4 months, right?
Mhm.
Do you think he'd be opposed to that? Like, let's go. This pays off a lot of stuff, and now we don't have to struggle.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think he's definitely very logical, but he's very logical in the moment, not in the long run. Because when it comes to money and stuff like that in the long run, he's more of like a estimated and kind of a second guesser. He's like, we might make this back, we might not make this, but he's very, very logical. Like you said, it's just more of a logical in the moment type person.
Do you feel like you'd be able to not just convince him, but like get him to support you? Because really, it won't be if you make it, it'll be when you make it, if it's only dictated on you executing the game plan, right? So if
Yeah.
you're confident in your own skill set, you'll be able to execute this pretty fairly easy. Again, the average person making right around 8K.
Hmm.
Do you think he'd be opposed to you taking action? We could introduce him into the game planning call, so he's a part of that.
Yeah, I mean, I think I could definitely have him like support me in it. 'Cause, I mean, he supports me in like anything I decide to do. It's just money has truthfully been our biggest struggle because we just moved out on our own back in the end of 2021. And since then, like I said, like the inflation and everything and the housing market here in Georgia has just made it worse on us, and then his job screwing him over and everything. So truthfully that's our biggest issue. Other than that, he's very like supportive and everything.
That's awesome. Now you brought up a very valid point, like right, like inflation, things are just happening randomly. We can't even plan for it. Now I'm going to give you a little bit of context if you're open to hearing it. Are you cool if I challenge you a little bit?
Yeah, that's fun.
So the top coaches or top entrepreneurs, they take action and they make decisions quickly and they relatively rarely change their mind, if at all. Now, is the first decision always the most perfect one? No, but they commit to it based upon where they see themselves. Whereas some individuals won't take action at all based upon a current circumstance, right? And they typically will research for long periods of time, overthink, but they often change their mind very quickly. So think about what throws us off at life, like inflation. Hopefully nothing happens to a car. Maybe you lose a job, right? There's never going to be a perfect time to start anything, but we know how it feels to be sitting in this current moment, right? Like this, the financial instability. If we've now found a solution to that, do you feel like that would give you some release, knowing that you can actually get out of that now versus being stuck in it for possibly another 5 or 6 months?
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. So kind of asking you, like when you have that conversation with him, I'm sure you probably want to talk with him, right? We're not in the business of getting anyone divorced. We want to make sure that that he's heard. But do you think that, like, let me ask you this hypothetical. What happens if you talk to him and say, hey, babe, found this thing. It's perfect. It's got all the bells and the whistles, guarantees. And he's like, sorry, sweetheart, that's a hard pass. What would you do?
Truthfully, I don't think he would ever tell me no, and he doesn't think it's a good idea. I think it's more of course, I feel like I'm repeating myself a lot, so I apologize.
No, you're good.
He would just be like, okay, well, how much is it going to cost us right now? And then what's it going to be like in the long run, and so on and so forth. And I think he would be like, okay, well, let's hold off a couple months, get some stuff paid, figure out what my pay plan is going to be, what I'm actually going to be paid. And, if we have some money left over after our bills and stuff like that, then of course, definitely moving forward with something like that, because he knows it's something I want to do. So he would definitely try to figure out the best way for that to happen.
Cool. So when you go home tonight, talk to him. Babe, I had this phone call today. This guy talked my ear off, gave me a shit ton of stats. But we found some solutions to this. I think that we could actually earn some money before all of our actual wedding expenses are due. I'm not really asking for permission. I'm asking for your support. Can we move forward if this is going to get us to that next level, right? Because if we just need to be able to frame it to where you're showing how it's going to help benefit him. Now, as far as projections, he says, okay, what's going to make us long-term? How would you answer that now after you saw the presentation? How would you answer that?
I would probably answer it with, telling him that in addition to what we're making now, it would at least get us a few $1,000s extra a month up to, potentially $10,000.
Yeah. So no man's going to say no to that, right?
Right.
So my question is, and again, you can tell me to F off if this is a hard pass, but just what do you think about almost surprising me like, babe, I did a thing for us and I want you to be a part of the game planning call. Right now, think about this. $400 separates you from being a completely different tax bracket, to not having to rely on any family members again. Would that be worth it to be Faith 2.0?
I mean, I think it definitely would be worth it, at some point for sure.
So cool. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send you a condensed presentation of what we went over to show him, because he's going to want to know what it looks like. Okay.
Right.
I'll send you over the guarantee so you can kind of see it. That might have already been in your inbox. I think they might have sent you that, but double check. If not, I'll send it. But I want you to have that conversation with him. Okay. And then I'll follow up with you. And if you guys would like, I can even set you up with another student who's in a very similar predicament financially. And they ended up, taking action, and in that first month, they made some massive impact. Do you want to be set up with an individual like that for you guys to talk to?
I think we'll hold off on that for right now.
Okay.
Let's see. I'm trying to look at, because would it be in that Google document that was sent?
No, it probably would be in your DM, the 3 times your investment, a picture of your 3 times your investment guarantee.
I may have actually seen that. Let me look.
So if you were having a conversation with Chad, just check your guys' inbox between that.
Let's see. It looks like he had sent me the student averages and then the investment thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so it looks like those are the 2 things he sent me.
Cool.
And then there's like a mini course thing that he sent me as well.
What was the mini course? Which one was that? Does it say?
Let me go back to it. Well, my phone was work. I haven't actually clicked into it, but it's
Okay.
just an LCA, how to start your online business
Okay.
course. Yeah.
How to get started. Cool. All right, cool. So
Yeah.
I'll send you over a condensed version. So you're 10 minutes. So you and your husband can just watch it over, say, hey, this is what the guy presented. This is what the current rate's at. Now, if your husband takes interest to this, I will do my damnedest to talk to Chad and see if there's something we can do to kind of like assist you guys, because I know getting ready for a wedding is fucking expensive. I was there, right? So
Yeah.
I 100% get it right there. So if I can do anything on my end to like ease that burden, or at least try to, I'm going to talk to him about possibly giving us like, something percentage off. If your husband is open to having that conversation, like all three of us hop on a call maybe this weekend, if he's like, yeah, this kind of seems like a good deal, I can answer any of his own personal questions as well, and we can all kind of just rap about it. And if it's a no, okay, cool, we'll just do it at another time, but at least he can have all the information. Is that fair?
Yeah, definitely. I know I'll talk with him about it tonight. I know I would not be available to do any kind of call this weekend because it's Father's Day. So
Yeah,
I'll be busy Saturday, Sunday with like my grandparents, my dad, and everything. But I'll definitely talk with him tonight. We can kind of go from there and everything.
cool. Did you want to set up maybe a call for next week, tentatively?
Let me talk to him because our schedules are really different. Like he's off
Okay,
on Mondays and I'm off on Saturday and Sundays. So
okay,
we only have one day off together. So I'll talk to him tonight and just kind of go from there and we'll see what we can do.
cool. That sounds fair. Sounds like a game plan. And
Okay.
as your wedding destination, or are you guys doing it in Georgia?
Yes, we are doing it up in the North Georgia mountains. And with it being the fall time, I'm hoping the leaves will be the correct color that I want it to be. And it's in
That's
like a
perfect.
modernized barn. So because I'm like country at heart. So I wanted it in the mountains in the fall time and a barn. So it's basically that kind of themed wedding.
That's awesome. My brother lived in Valdosta, Georgia. Is that how you say it?
Okay. Yeah.
And he was in starts with a T. Tipton,
Thanks.
Georgia.
Tifton.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was a police chief over there for a while. So yeah,
Oh, okay, that's cool. I
I'm a
think it's
little
down in
familiar with,
South
I'm a little
Georgia.
familiar with the Georgia area.
Yeah.
Well, cool. If you guys have any questions at all, or you talk to your husband tonight and he needs specific answers, shoot me a text. No problem. I'll take care of you. Cool.
Okay, great. Yeah, definitely. Thank you so much.
Hey, appreciate your time today.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.